Have you been waiting for the market to come back down before you make a move? Or maybe you've heard there's a housing market crash coming and that's got you spooked. Well, we are starting to see some shifts in the market here in the Jacksonville area, but it might not be what you think. Stay tuned. I'm about to give you my latest local market update and what these changes will mean for you. Hi everyone, my name is Andrea Delancy. If you're new to my channel, I've been a realtor in Northeast Florida for going on 18 years and a resident here for over 30 years. I'm here to help you upgrade your home and lifestyle. I post weekly videos on what's happening with the local real estate market, on neighborhood and home tours, and what it's like living the Jacksonville lifestyle. If you're new to the area or thinking about a move here, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. By the way, if there's anything you're wondering about or if you have questions that you haven't found the answers to yet, drop a comment below. I'm always open to suggestions for future videos and would love to hear what you want to know more about. Okay, so let's get into it. Everything you've been hearing over the past year and a half to 2 years is how crazy the real estate market is. In a lot of areas of the country, and especially here in Florida, it's been a super hot market and nothing like we've ever seen before, with prices and home values skyrocketing at record high rates, a frenzy of bidding wars, and it's all fueled by a high demand for housing and a very low inventory of available homes. I hear all the time that you want to make a move. Maybe your family is growing and you need more space. Or the opposite is true and you're spending way too much money to maintain a large home you no longer need. Or you just want to improve your lifestyle by moving to a neighborhood with amenities, or maybe even to a new city or state altogether. But the number one thing holding you back is what you're hearing, all these horror stories about the market. It's a great time to be a seller and take advantage of getting top dollar for your home because buyers are having to compete. But you think it'll be impossible to find your next home because the choices are limited and the competition is too high on the buying side. In some cases, you may be right. This market is more challenging and you do have to be able to meet certain criteria to buy successfully right now. You can watch this video to learn more about that. My point is, if you've been waiting for things to cool off, your time might be getting close. Although the changes are small so far, we're starting to notice some shifts in the market. Here are 3 areas we're looking at as indicators. I think these changes are largely due to the rise in interest rates. Rates overall have gone up by at least a point in the last 3 to 4 months alone, and in some cases higher than that depending on the type of loan. Right now, for a 10% down conventional loan, for someone with an average credit score, you're looking at a rate around 6.25%. The rise in rates is affecting affordability, and unfortunately, it's going to push some buyers out of the market. And other buyers who can still qualify may have to adjust their budget. For example, if you previously qualified for up to $500,000, you may need to adjust your budget down to $475,000 or $480,000. Just in the last 4 to 6 weeks, we've seen some slight improvements with the supply of homes. The number of new listings to come on the market was up by 7%, and the number of active homes on the market at any given time, or the active inventory, was up by 1.3%. Now that might not seem like a lot, and in the overall scheme of things, it's not. But in my opinion, that's how things are going to shift for our market. It's not going to come to a grinding halt. It's going to be these slow, gradual changes over time. On the listing side, we're also starting to see some small shifts, and it varies in different areas of town and certain price points. As with any market, there are certain areas that are more in demand than others. Real estate has always been about location, location, location. In those areas that are in the highest demand, we're still seeing multiple offer situations, but the ratio of offers to the number of showings seems to be changing. For example, for the longest time, you could expect to get one offer for every 1 to 2 showings on a home. Now, more recently, it seems to be shifting to one offer for every 3 or 4 showings. So even though we're still seeing the competition out there, it's easing up just a bit. So instead of getting 15 offers on one home, you may only get 10. And in the last few weeks, I've even seen some homes get noticeably less activity, and they're taking longer to sell. Don't get me wrong, they're still selling very quickly within a week or so, but not with multiple offers, which means they're also not selling over asking price. Again, all of these changes are very small, and we don't really have enough data yet to make any solid determinations about where the market is heading. But let's talk about how even these small changes might affect you and what you can expect in the next few months. As a seller, it's going to be more important than ever to price your home properly. Overpriced homes are starting to sit on the market, and with the changes in rates and affordability, buyers are looking for more value. They're becoming less likely to consider a home that's overpriced. They're less likely to engage in a bidding war, especially if it's going to push them out of their budget. And they're becoming less willing to accept a home that may be in need of repairs or improvements. Sellers, you may have to start accepting that your home may take a little longer to sell, and you may not get multiple offers. You may end up having to consider offers at asking price, not exorbitantly over, or even slightly under asking price. It's going to be important to have a solid marketing plan, look closely at the data of recent sales in your neighborhood, and just be realistic with your expectations. As a buyer, if you've been waiting for things to cool off, it seems like we're starting to head in that direction. But with rates still expected to rise, one of the most important things will be to stay on top of how a change in the rate might affect you, what you qualify for and what you can afford. This is especially important if you're considering new construction. Typically, you can't lock in your rate until the home is about 45 days from being finished. So if you go under contract now and the rate goes up by another point by the time your home is finished several months down the road, will that affect your ability to qualify for your loan? And if you can no longer qualify, is your deposit refundable? These are conversations you need to be having with your agent and the builder's representative. Some builders and loan officers are starting to offer long-term rate locks, so find out if that's an option. And it's even something to think about if you're looking at resales. If you've been more casually looking at homes for the last 5 or 6 months, not quite ready to pull the trigger, or you were pre-approved a couple of months ago and haven't found the right home yet, I highly recommend getting up-to-date estimates from your loan officer and continuing to do that on a regular basis. And as far as the level of competition in the market, like I said, we don't expect it to come to a grinding halt. And you're likely still going to have to stay diligent with your home search and be ready to stay competitive when it comes to your offers. But definitely look at the data with your agent before submitting offers to see what the latest sales are showing and adjust your offer accordingly, so you don't end up being more aggressive than you have to as we start to see things shift. And be on the lookout for those opportunities where you may be able to negotiate a bit. Overall, I think these changes will eventually help us get back to a more balanced market, which is a good thing for everybody. All right, guys, there you have it. Again, this was a very generalized update. So if you have more specific questions about certain areas of town that you're interested in, or questions about your specific situation, I'm always available to help you figure out the best way to navigate the market. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. My contact information is always in the description. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time.